Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 6 of our dev podcast here where Eximius sees the front line. This is Calvin. I am speaking to you right now from my own mobile office. So, apologies if the microphone is a little bit on the spotty side. We've just recently completed our move about a week ago, and we're still sourcing most of our equipment. So, until then, we hope you bear with us as we transition. All right. So, welcome everyone. Today's podcast is going to be a bit of a light one because we're just really going to catch you guys up on what the team has been doing, as well as show you a new feature that will be in game real soon. So, let's kick things off with the first thing on our list today, which is our Unreal Open Day invitation. Right there. Okay. So, as you probably have heard, we've been invited to the Unreal Engine Open Day. We were invited, sorry, we've already attended earlier this month, where Jeremy was invited to go to Shanghai to give a presentation, as well as mingle and network with a bunch of other professionals, as well as non-professionals who use Unreal Engine for their projects and work in China. So we also got to bring our game over there. That's right. Eximius Sees the Frontline has crossed over the Great Wall of China and actually found some fans over there as well. While we were there, Jeremy also got to set up a booth there with 2 laptops so people could try the game as a casual, like 1v1 as well as PvE. He gave a very good talk that was pretty much full attendance. It was a very nice, very casual sort of gathering. So people from all over the region in Southeast Asia got together, different languages all intermingling. But Jeremy, of course, spoke in English for his presentation, which was on tackling FPS and RTS AI in Unreal Engine 4. So Jeremy's not here with us today because he's actually traveling on business. But he has told me that it was a very good event. It was very welcoming, it was very warm, lots of ideas being thrown around. He was able to really share a lot. And at the same time, he was also sharing our game there with those who were interested to try out the game. And they gave some pretty good feedback as well. They liked what they saw. They were quite impressed actually with how the FPS and the RTS elements merged together. And yeah, it's actually starting to see some traction there. We're looking forward to seeing if we can get in contact with some of them, those interested parties there. And who knows, maybe they might be jumping into our servers sometime soon. As an added bonus to the whole event, we also got to meet Tim Sweeney himself. Yeah, the founder of Epic Games, who came to our booth just to meet and greet us. He also had a look at our game. Overall, it was a very fun and welcoming experience. So Jeremy would like to thank, we all would like to thank Unreal for the invitation to this event. And we do look forward to doing more with them in the future. So yeah, that's great. Now next on our list is actually our new office space. So some of you, if you've actually been on our Facebook, you may have seen like a Pepe meme that was on our whiteboard saying goodbye to Level Up KL. So today we're going to reveal to you where our new office location is, and we've got this really nifty video, which was shot by our very own Caskins and edited by me. Enjoy.
Here we go. Let's see, Ammobox Studios is still on there. They're gone. Hello. Reblock. Kelvin asked me to do. Hello, Lim. What's up? one video from here, the new office.
Oh, not yet. Sunway Jiu was a...
Careful, the keyboard is about to.
The other side of the that is behind the thing as well. Going down guys, look at my nose. You're wearing jeans. I can't find it.
Yep, so it's official. We have actually moved into a new office space, which is located in Sunway Geo Avenue. So basically located in Sunway Subang SS15 now. And it's a very nice, very casual space. Just nice to fit all of us and then some. So, you know, there's potential for team growth, wink wink. Interested parties, you know where to go if you want to send us your resumes. Yeah. So last week we bade farewell to our old tables at Level Up KL, which is in Bangsa South. We packed up our workstations and drove off to a new location. It's really comfortable. We've got two separate workspaces set up. The inner office, as you'll see here, is... where is it? There. So the inner office, this is for the programmers. So as you can tell, Lim's table is pretty much set up. You notice it's his because of the biscuit tin. And on the left there, that special varnish wood table finish top is of course for Mr. Jeremy himself. My table is actually just in front of Lim's, right where the poster is. So all future podcasts and as well as announcements will be made within this new office space. Those tables on the left there will be, in the middle actually, will be for programmers like Jen Peng, who we interviewed during our intern interview, as well as one empty desk, which we hope to fill sometime soon. And then, of course, on the outside, we have the artists' workspace. So here you get to see that it's a very nice island kind of setup. So all the artists are together with, of course, our head artist, the lead artist, Zafri, who's seated in the middle somewhere there. Things are a lot better now with this kind of arrangement. The team is just settled in. We've also had our first roundtable meeting on the next update as well as for future content. And things feel a lot smoother now because we don't actually have to travel as much individually to Bangsa South, which can get quite heavy with traffic from time to time. Not to say that Sunway isn't also experiencing that kind of issue, but we mostly live closer to this location, so it's a lot easier for us to get together. Meetings are also a lot easier to set up as well as discuss and get points across because we're literally seated from next to one another. Also, funny thing to note, artists, you guys specifically wanted the outer area because you wanted the big windows with all the natural sunlight, which by the way, the sun doesn't even shine that brightly at because we're not facing north and south. And yet you guys close the windows and turn off the lights. I don't know, maybe this is an artist thing, but yeah. So yeah, there will be more improvements for the office in the coming months. You can also expect us to be doing a bit more content within the office space. You can look forward to some one-on-one dev interviews, or maybe just casual streams and playthroughs with us as our game progresses as well. So, speaking of game, Now, I'm sure the one thing you're all very interested to know is what is this new in-game feature that's coming soon? Well, I'm happy to tell you that this new in-game feature is called weapon credits. Now, what exactly are weapon credits? Okay, they're basically an additional resource that will be separate from the existing pool of resources, in this case, money, power, and ammunition. Okay, so these weapon credits will be used for officers to purchase weapons from the armory and mules. This is great because instead of like using up the previous ammo resource, which the commander will need when calling in support abilities like the EMP blast, officers now have their own resource type to buy weapons and upgrade packages. Now, it's important to note that each officer will have their own pool of weapon credits. It's not shared by all officers. You have your own amount of weapon credits. So go ahead, buy all and any weapons that you want with like no guilt of denying your friends the same kind of fun. And like the other resources, weapon credits will slowly accumulate over time. So how this works is that if you capture more resource points, the amount of weapon credits you earn per second increases, which gets you more points faster. So let's say if you get killed or if you want to change your weapon, it's a lot easier and faster to buy the weapons you want. Now, of course, there is a limit to how many credits we're setting. We don't want to go too crazy here. At this stage in testing, the limit is 2,000 credits. Okay, so I'm going to show you now what it looks like in game. I'm going to start up the internal build here just real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like and how it will work. Game is loading. Hi David, thanks for joining the stream. Hi Leo, thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, it's going great, thanks. Don't worry, Empty, you have more than enough to play with. Okay, so now we're in game. Let me just open up. Oof, wow, okay. Hang on a second. Desktop audio. Okay, for the purpose of this demonstration, I've turned off the music for now. So don't worry. You won't be busting any eardrums anytime soon. Hang on a second. Okay, alright, there we go. Alright, so for this demonstration, I'll show you what it is. First, let's head outside. Okay, so first thing you should notice on the bottom left where the resource pool is, you'll notice there is a extra bar at the top of the cash pool. That is your weapon credits. It's notified by a gun with a $ symbol next to it. And you can see it also generates income for it per second. And it comes at a pretty fast pace right now because this is our internal testing phase. Please bear in mind, everything you see here is internal testing. So it's not going to be the confirmed final product just yet, okay? Alright, so let's say for example you want to buy some weapons. You can press F in the armory, and if you click over here, you'll see now that the currency has changed. It's no longer ammo resource. Instead, it is weapon credits. And we have a pretty nice balance right now in our internal testing, where lower tier weapons are priced pretty appropriately. Like the submachine gun is 250 credits, shotgun is 400, as well as the upgrade packages, 150 points each. And of course, higher tier weapons, as you go up the tree, there's the grenade launcher for 900 and the ATR rifle for 1200. So right now, we've been testing it for a few days, and we actually find that it makes a pretty nice significant change in the flow of the game. For one, officers don't feel too bogged down by not having enough resources to buy the weapons they need. So now with this weapon credits, they have the freedom to actually buy as they need, and they can get right into the action right away. Of course, yeah, we're thinking there may be some balancing issues because you can get like tier 3 weapons pretty fast as it is right now. But you know, we're working that out, and before we release it, we will have a bit more of a balanced build. Oops, bit more. Sorry, have a bit more of a balance. To have a bit more of a balance, bit more of a balance to it. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you. As you can see right now, it's at plus 20. So I'm gonna go capture this resource point here, and you'll see that it has a pretty significant boost. If these guys can just leave me alone for a few seconds. Wow, guys, come on. Alright, right there. So after capturing the resource point, it's now 31. So I got a boost of 10 points per second. And this works for resource points only. So that means money as well as ammunition. You will not get a boost from victory points, the flags. Those are just neutral. Okay, so I'm gonna order one of my engineers to capture this. Okay, never mind, I do it myself. Okay. And voila, right there. So with ammunition, it's plus 8 currently for the internal test. So what do you guys think of the weapon credit system? We believe it's going to bring some nice changes to the game, where FPS players won't feel too bogged down by resource restriction. At the same time also, we feel it's going to give the commander a lot more freedom to execute strategies in the moment kind of situations, because we find that when things get really tense and officers are dropping like flies, they tend to use up a lot of the resource just to rearm themselves, and that actually can be very detrimental as the commander suddenly does not have the resources to call down an EMP strike to stop like a armored assault, or he can't call in a troop reinforcement, and that can really cost you the whole game, because it's quite hard to directly communicate this, especially with new players who are still getting used to that factor. So by adding this in, we believe it will actually eliminate that problem and make it more fun overall for both sides. So what's the future for Eximius with weapon credits? Well, for the immediate future, we're hoping you guys will get to play this and give us your feedback on it. We hope you enjoy the faster paced element, so FPS officers can get right into the action. If they get killed, it won't be such a long time before they can buy their weapons back and go right back in to get their revenge kills. For the longer term, we're trying to see how much more autonomous we can make this for the FPS players, because right now it's a very nice, sort of nice-ish codependency, where the commander has to execute orders but also strategize with the FPS players who are calling in needs for support, needs for armories and stuff like that. So with this additional resource here, we're thinking maybe there may be some limited options you can provide FPS officers. So for example, they could temporarily commandeer an engineer and have a limited list of buildings they can build. Like for example, maybe they could build armories, or they could also use the weapon credits to call down to call down their own battlesuits. So all these, by the way, are still in planning. It's not confirmed yet, but those are some of the exciting ideas we have in store for you guys. And hopefully, once this update goes out and we get your feedback from the weapon credits, once we get the feedback from the weapon credits, once we get feedback from the weapon credits, we'll be able to know whether we're doing things the right way or maybe some things need to be tweaked. So we very much hope that all of you who are listening right now, please do look forward to it. It is already pretty much in the final testing stages. You will be able to play it really soon from what Jeremy tells me. And do let us know what you think in our Discord channel, which you can find in the link in the description. And also join us for our weekly PvP fest that happen every weekend. For US and EU, that happens on your Saturday and Sundays. For us in Asia, that happens on Saturdays and Mondays. Yes. All right. For more information, of course, do head on over to our Facebook page, Eximius Sees the Frontline or Ammobox Studios. You can also follow us on social media at YouTube as well as Twitter. And of course, the best place to be is still our Discord channel, where you can talk directly to the team who are working on this game and get to know all our fun players. So yes, do stay tuned for more updates as they come along. And we're very grateful, of course, to see so many new faces on our Discord channel. We're glad that you're joining us, and we're happy to have played so many matches with you guys over the week. We're also very happy to see a lot of returning faces, which is great to have, because now we got a nice mix of newbs and veterans. So yes, things are making some nice progress, and after all, at the end of the day, this game truly shines when we have a full team of players playing against one another. And we're so happy to see that it's growing at a very nice and slow pace. So of course, we're always happy to have more players join us whenever they can. Please let your friends know. Please let anyone who's interested in either FPS or RTS or is just looking for something fresh and new. Because this is something that we're very passionate in, and we hope that you'll like it too. All right, so that's it for today's podcast. We hope that you like what you see, and do let us know if you have any comments or any suggestions, because we'd love to hear from you. So this is Kelvin from Ammobox Studios in my very dinky little mobile office, streaming to you. Thanks very much. Have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.